Hey everyone, it's Ephraim here at Passpoint One Comics, and we have a special video for you today. But before we go any further, I'm going to bring up my co-host. This man has an awesome YouTube channel. He's very close to 500 subscribers. I'm going to leave a link to his YouTube and Instagram page in the description below. But without much further ado, let me introduce you to Triple G Comics. Hey Peter, how's it going?
Hi. Very well, Ephraim. Very well. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing okay. I'm not going to say I'm enjoying the weather because I am, but I'm just going to go past that. Like I said, you're close to 500 subscribers, which is very awesome. It's a great feeling when you get 500 subscribers. So I can't wait. Everybody, like I said, I'm going to leave in the description below. I'm going to leave his link so everybody, can look at what he's doing over there.
Tremendous. Thank you, Ephraim.
Yeah, sure. So hang on for a second here. Get this out of the way. Okay, so we're going to talk today about top 10 costly or most valuable Avengers keys of all time. And we started this about a month ago. The first one we did was the X-Men. And these are all, we got this list from Zap-Kapow Comics. Okay, so this is Zap-Kapow Comics. I've been using them, gosh, for at least 3 or 4 years now. They have a website. And this is basically their main page. It says, welcome to Zap-Kapow Comics, where you basically input your comic book information. And here's the next page. For example, if you put in the Amazing Spider-Man, it goes from 1 to however many issues there are. At the very top, you put the issue number, then it takes you to that page directly. And this is like Amazing Spider-Man number 8. I have one of them. Under notes, I put them in my black box number 4. So if I ever want to find it, I know where it's at. And that's it for Zap-Kapow. So that's how you use them. Like I said, I'm going to put a link to their webpage on the description below. Cool?
I think it's a fantastic service, isn't it? Because it's one of those things there from when again, another old dig for me and you, but when you've been collecting as long as we have, you do amass quite a large collection.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if you're the same, but quite often people will be talking about books and they'll say to us, have you got a copy? And I genuinely can't remember sometimes. So it's handy to have it in that kind of a system where you can just have a quick look and see what you've got and what the grade is and all the rest of it.
Yeah. When I'm at comic book conventions, I use it a lot.
Yeah.
When I look up a book, I see what the vendor's selling it for. Then I just go to Zap-Kapow and see what they have it priced at. And then I make my determination whether I want to, try to get it or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like I said, these are the top 10 most costly or most valuable key Avenger books. And one thing about these key Avenger books, Zap-Kapow mentioned this also, they are very obtainable. They're not as expensive as other books, of other Silver Age books like Amazing Spider-Man or First Hulk and Iron Man and stuff like that. They're moderately priced. I was surprised.
Why do you think that is then? Because obviously, like you said, we did the X-Men one, and I was quite surprised at how some of those books were priced. But having looked at this list, the Avengers ones really do seem quite low in comparison to other big key books.
I have no idea why. When I was a kid growing up, I loved the Avengers because they were just different characters from all over the Marvel universe. They can pick and choose whoever they wanted to be on there.
Yeah. And
I don't know why. I mean, I guess they're expensive, but compared to other books, they're not that expensive,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I guess you would have thought with the MCU and the Marvel universe, these books would have been some of the most expensive books. And I think when we're talking about older books, probably the ones that maintain the value the most are the Spider-Man keys.
Yes.
But yeah, looking through these lists, it just surprises us that, well, first of all, it surprises us, as I'm sure you're the same, how many of them I've actually got myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting.
Yep. So you ready for the top 10?
Yeah, can't wait.
Okay, so the first one is Avengers number 10. It's priced at $700. And all of these prices, I think I said before, they're all about the 9.4 range.
Right.
And this is the first appearance. This is the first time they say Avengers Assemble. Shouted out by Thor in this book also. I did not know that. I went, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so I love these Jack Kirby old school pictures. I mean, covers, man. They're just classics. And that's number 10.
There's a lot going on that cover, isn't there? It is quite a dynamic cover.
Yes. And it just has Immortus just standing there by the side, like almost saying, "What are you guys going to do to me? I'm Immortus. You can't touch me." Next up is Avengers number 6. This 9.4 and is going for $975 right now. This is the price that Zap-Kapow, put it at a 9.4. I went on eBay and I found one for a 4.0. It sold for $250.
Right.
So that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Next up, and I have this book, is Avengers number 8, the appearance of Black Knight.
Yeah.
This one is priced at $1,100. Mine's in pretty good condition, so I cleaned and pressed it already, and I may send it to CGC one of these days.
What do you think it'll get grade-wise?
At least a 9.0. It's really nice looking.
Wow.
Book. Yeah.
I've got 2 copies of this book, but they're both low grades. Can't remember off the top of my head now. I think 6.0s or something like that. I love that cover. I really do like that cover. But me and some of my geeky friends have discussed this before. What a bizarre way to be holding his lance. I mean, I would have thought. But yeah, but I love the character as well. Really do like the character.
This is the first appearance of Dane Whitman as the Black Knight. He's the third one to wear the armor, but he seems to remain the most popular one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 7 is Avengers number 5, The Invasion of the Lava Men. And this one is priced at $1,375.
Wow.
I found a 6.0 that recently sold, and I was like, wow, that's all $378.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not expensive at all. It's like,
not a book I've ever gone for, that one, to be honest. The cover's interesting, isn't it? I like the imagery of the Avengers. There's a lot of text on there, but isn't there?
Yeah. But at the very back of the cover, I mean, there's Rick Jones. Like, what is he going to do?
Yeah.
I think some of these books are more valuable because they're like single issues. I mean, like issue number 5. That's why it's up there. Top 10.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Avengers number 9, the first appearance of Wonder Man.
Love it. Absolutely love this book. I've got a nice copy of this one. I love the character of Wonder Man, Simon Williams. I like the story of him, the backstory. I'm a fan of the old version of Guardians of the Galaxy. The kind of the original run of that. He appeared in a series, in that series at one point as Hollywood, I think he was called.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. And he was like thousands and thousands of years old. So I just think he's a tremendous character. I'd love to. Well, he was teased, wasn't he, as appearing in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they were going to get what'd you call him?
David. Was it Fillion?
Oh, was it David Fillion? I wasn't sure if it was him or if it was the guy from Evil Dead.
Oh, okay. Bruce Campbell?
Bruce Campbell. I'm not sure. I might be mixing them up. Yeah. But yeah, I know they were trying to get him as a cameo or something, weren't they? But I don't think it panned out.
One of my favorite duos when they were both on the team at the same time, years and years afterwards, decades afterwards, was Wonder Man and the Beast. I used to love their camaraderie. They were true brothers, and they broke out into some miniseries just by themselves. I've always liked those two characters together. You wouldn't think they'd be together, but they were like best buds.
Yeah.
So that's number 1. Okay, then we're going on to number 5, which is Avengers number 57, the first appearance of the Vision. Now, this one would be there.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. A 9.4 just sold for $1,500. They have a price of $1,500.
Really?
Rather inexpensive. I went, dang, is that right? So, of course, I went on eBay again, and 8.0 sold for $1,050 recently. Within the last few years, that's not expensive at all.
That must have dipped then, because I'm trying to remember. I had a copy of this, and I sold it maybe a year or so ago. But it's one of those ones that I sold, and then I'm thinking I wouldn't mind picking back up at some point. I think I sold it because it was kind of getting a lot of heat because of the WandaVision TV show.
Yeah.
I just love that cover. I think it's such a striking cover, and it's a one of those pieces of art, isn't it? That's instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
Classic.
but I'm surprised that it's not over $2,000. You
Yeah.
know, I think it all depends on who wants to buy it, and how much they're willing to pay for him too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Next up, we have number 4. This is Avengers number 2. The 9.4 price that they have is $3,000. It's the first appearance of Space Phantom and Avengers Mansion.
$3,000 for the
Yes.
second Avengers book.
I found it on eBay. A 6.4, a 6.5 sold for $1,050 recently.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, dang, I have this one. I was like, geez, man. I guess I'm surprised by these prices. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And next one is Kang the Conqueror by Avengers number 8. They have it priced at $4,100.
Yeah.
A 4.5 recently sold for $1,250.
That was mine. So I sold this book recently and sent it to a collector in America, actually.
Oh, wow.
Lovely book, really nice. It's
Yeah.
picking up a lot of heat, obviously, because of what's happening in the MCU. I bought it for very cheap. When I bought it a couple of years back, nobody was looking for this book.
Yep.
It wasn't, and I would imagine this price will dip at some point. Once we know what's happening with Kang in the MCU. But at the moment, that's a pretty healthy price, isn't it? Really, for that book.
I have this book, and I forgot I don't remember the grade, but I do remember it. I had it signed by Stan Lee.
Oh, nice.
So I think it's about a 5 something. I'm not exactly sure. I got to look it up again. So we're getting close. Number 2, and I have this book, is Avengers number 4. The reappearance of Captain America Lives Again. They have it at $6,800.
So I've got this book as well. This is one of my this when I got back into comic collecting a couple of years back. This was one of my grails because I love Captain America. He's one of my favorite characters. Picked this one up, but it's a UK pence copy. And I didn't pay anywhere near that amount for it, I have to say. That said, it was still relatively pricey for the grade and whatnot I got. I think I paid under $1,000 for it. Nice book, lovely cover as well.
Yep, I'm so glad that I got this one cover. I really like it. So I think we all know what's going to be number 1. It's the very first Avengers number 1. Now this one is priced high. They have a 9.4 at $39,000.
Yeah, but I mean, really, Efren, that's a 9.4. That's a very high grade for still really comparable to the X-Men books we're looking at. It's not a big price, really, is it, for a 9.4?
No, I mean, a 9.4, you're right. I mean, gosh, I hate to see I didn't see any 9.8s. I think they're probably 9.8s are probably over $50,000.
Yeah. So I've got a 1.0 in this, but it's signed by Stan Lee. But it's a rough copy. I mean, it's got tape on the cover and all kinds of stuff. But I don't think I would want to let it go to get a higher grade because it's signed by Stan. Not sure how many others I would be able to afford of these key books, I guess. Again, an amazing book, incredible cover. Interestingly, no first appearances in it, is it? I wonder if that impacts on the price as well.
That's a good point. Yeah,
everybody has team up of the Avengers, but no real first appearances. They've all appeared on their own books, haven't they?
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if that impacts the price.
Probably. I mean, but like I said, growing up, I really enjoyed, and I still enjoy reading the Avengers because they can pick anybody from all over the Marvel universe. And I'm surprised. Besides Avengers number 1, all these other books are decently priced. So that's a good thing though for people like us who want to buy them. So
well, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Because the way the market's been over the last 2 years, and don't want to upset anybody, but there's bound to be a correction at some point because some of these prices have gone through the roof. But it's outpriced a lot of people. I think if you're just getting into collecting in your early 20s or whatever, and you want to get an Avengers run or an X-Men run, the prices are pretty steep. Whereas these books, it feels a little bit achievable. Whereas the X-Men one that we talked about last month, that's not achievable for most people, is it?
No, I want X-Men number 1, but I was like, dang,
Well, I was looking at an X-Men one the other day, and it was a 1.0 and it was, I think, $8,000 for a 1.0, and I was like, I can't justify that at the moment, but it's an incredible book to go for.
Let me ask you a question. I don't sell too many books, but I would see people like say, for example, the X-Men #1, $8,000. You said,
Yeah.
Okay. And if nobody buys it, do you still just want to make a profit, or do you have to hit $8,000? If somebody said, "Hey, I'll give you $6,000," and I paid $100 for the book, I'd probably say, "Okay."
Yeah.
You know, unless you want to keep it forever.
I think it very much, well, it depends on the kind of person you are, doesn't it? But it also very much depends on when you bought your books. So, for example, I collect first appearances, as you know, but I'm trying to focus in on first appearances of hero characters. So a while back, I started to sell my villain character first appearances. I bought Journey into Mystery, is it 85, first appearance of Loki?
Okay.
I paid around about, a couple of years back, I paid around about $200, $300 for it.
Man, that's all.
Yeah. And I got it graded and all the rest of it after that. And then at the height of the Loki TV show, I sold it for, I think it was around about $2,500. But I couldn't not sell it. I love the book, but the thought of making that much profit to then put into other comics and buy more keys and all the rest of it,
Yeah.
I kind of had to sell it.
Yeah.
Now, if someone had said to us, "Do you want 1,500 for it?" Again, I might have probably said yes to that, because it's still a hell of a jump from what I paid for it.
Yes. So
It's hard. It's a hard one, isn't it, Ephraim? It's hard.
It is. But until recently, these comic books were like a part of my life, and even getting rid of some of them that were that expensive, I'm going, dang, I'm never going to see this book again. Why did I sell it? I've changed my mind. There's some books that I'm going to keep, obviously, but other books, if people offer me, I show my books on Instagram. If people say, "Hey, do you want to buy this?" and if we negotiate, and if I sell it, okay, it's a book. I sold it.
I think for me, it's about why do I want the books? And for me, it's because I want to collect them. It's not necessarily because I need to sell them to pay for college or anything like that.
Yeah.
And because of that mentality, it means I'm in the long game. So I collect Thor primarily. Loki, I never thought I would sell because it's one of my favorite books. I've always wanted it. But the prices were just so good because of that show. I convinced myself I'll sell it now, make a good profit, and then 10 years' time, when it's died down a little bit and there's a price dip or whatever, I'll pick it up again. I don't know that it'll maintain that price for the long term.
Let me ask you a quick question. Now, obviously, all these Avengers books are like Silver Age books. The majority are they were Silver Age books. Do you buy much modern books that are like, there's so many out there now. And I've told you before, I'm trying to stay away from all the variants that, go around, and people are buying them like crazy. To me, I'd rather invest my money on older books.
Yeah.
I think they're more valuable, in the long run.
I have got quite a lot of modern books.
Oh, so do I.
Excuse me. Sorry?
Yeah. So do I. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got quite a few modern books. I do grade quite a few, but I don't have the same level of emotional attachment to them.
Yeah.
So quite a lot of them. So, for example, behind us there, I've got Something is Killing the Children, 9.8, number 1, signed by Tinian and whatnot. I like it. I love the series. I've read it. But if the price is right to sell that book, I wouldn't bat an eyelid,
Yeah,
Whereas to sell something like, that, my first Avengers X-Men crossover, that's got a bit more of a pull to us because it's an older book. Will I get it again? All the rest of it, that kind of stuff.
I'm the same way, So, like we said, these are the top 10 most costly or most valuable key Avengers issues. We're going to be doing this on a regular basis. These list was provided by Zap-Kapow Comics. And, thank you once again, Zap-Kapow, for doing this list every now and then. And we get to pick and choose which ones we want to do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So until next time, everybody, my name is Ephraim, Passpoint One Comics, and you are?
Peter from Triple J Comics.
And he's almost at 500 subscribers. I'm telling you, folks, subscribe to his YouTube channels. Great videos. All right, everybody. Take care. Until next time.
Bye now.
Bye.